Your world is collapsing right now. Not tomorrow, not eventually. Right now. And the worst part, you think peace comes from fixing everything. It doesn't. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire during plague, war, and betrayal. He knew something you're about to learn. Here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to admit. Everything will fall apart. Your plans will fail. People will betray you. Your health will decline. Your certainty will crumble. This isn't pessimism. This is the nature of existence itself. Most people spend their entire lives running from this truth, building elaborate fantasies of control and permanence. The warrior philosopher faces it head-on, and in that acceptance finds unshakable calm. Marcus Aurelius wrote this in Meditations. While his empire burned, his children died, and his body failed him. If anyone earned the right to teach this, it's him. Picture this, 180 AD, Rome. Marcus Aurelius is emperor of the most powerful civilization on Earth. But the Antonine Plague has killed millions. Germanic tribes invade the northern borders. His co-emperor and trusted general, Lucius Verus, dies suddenly. His own wife is rumored to be plotting against him. His son, Commodus, is becoming a monster he cannot control. Every single day brings catastrophe. And yet, in his private journals, what we now call Meditations, he writes with absolute clarity and calm. How? Not through delusion, not through escape, through 4 principles that rewire how you process chaos. Principle 1, the dichotomy of control. Marcus wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Listen carefully. When everything falls apart, your mind does something destructive. It treats everything as equally within your control. Your brain doesn't distinguish between what you can change, what you can influence, what you must accept. So you waste energy fighting gravity itself. Here's the tactical approach. Take the crisis you're facing right now. Draw 2 columns. Column 1, inside my control. My thoughts about it, my response to it, my effort towards solutions, my attitude, my next action. Column 2, outside my control. The fact it happened, other people's reactions, the timeline of resolution, what others think of me, the past. Now here's what separates the master from the slave. Pour 100% of your energy into column 1. Let column 2 exist without resistance. Historical example, Napoleon's retreat from Moscow. Napoleon lost 500,000 men in the Russian winter of 1812. Everything fell apart. Lesser generals would have collapsed into blame, rage, or despair. Napoleon focused solely on what remained in his control: speed of retreat, morale messaging, regrouping strategy. He couldn't control the past decision. He couldn't control the weather. He couldn't resurrect the dead. But he could control his next move. Within 3 months, he'd raised a new army. Modern example, the 2008 financial crisis. Some investors jumped from buildings. Others lost everything and never recovered psychologically. A few, like Ray Dalio, focused exclusively on response strategy. They couldn't control the market collapse. They couldn't control their past investments. They couldn't control the global economy. They could control their learning, adaptation, and next positions. Those few came back stronger. Your tactical action. Next time you feel panic rising, ask, is this inside or outside my control? If outside, acknowledge it exists, then release it completely. If inside, channel 100% focus there. This single question will save you years of wasted suffering. Principle 2. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius wrote something that sounds insane at first. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Translation: the crisis isn't interrupting your path. It is the path. Here's what most people miss. When everything falls apart, you think, once I get through this, then I can grow/succeed/find peace. Wrong. The collapse itself is the training ground. Psychological study, post-traumatic growth. Psychologists Richard Tedeschi and Lawrence Calhoun studied thousands of people who experienced severe trauma, cancer, loss, disasters. They discovered something remarkable. A significant percentage didn't just recover, they reported greater life satisfaction than before the trauma. Not despite the crisis, because of it. The crisis forced them to clarify true priorities, eliminate false dependencies, develop capabilities they didn't know they had, access depth of character that comfort never reveals.
Historical example: Thomas Edison's factory fire, 1914. A massive fire destroys Edison's factory. Decades of research, prototypes, equipment, gone. He's 67 years old. Most would see this as the end. Edison's response? Thank goodness all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh. Within 3 weeks, he was rebuilding. Within 1 month, he'd invented a new product line inspired by the fire's destruction. The obstacle became the way. Your current crisis, the hidden curriculum. Whatever is falling apart in your life right now, what is it teaching you? Failed relationship, what you actually need in partnership. Job loss, what you're truly capable of building. Health crisis, what your body has been telling you for years. Financial collapse, where your dependencies and delusions were. This isn't toxic positivity, this is tactical reframing. The warrior doesn't curse the resistance, he uses it to build strength. Your tactical action. Write this question about your current crisis. What capability is this forcing me to develop that I would never have built in comfort? Your answer is your curriculum. Principle 3. Memento mori. Remember you will die. This is where Marcus gets dark and powerful. He wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. When everything falls apart, you catastrophize. This will ruin my life. I'll never recover. Everything is over." But here's the uncomfortable question. What if you die next week? Not as a morbid thought experiment, as literal reality. You might. Car accident, aneurysm, random violence. So, does this current crisis actually matter as much as your fear claims? Psychological reality, terror management theory. Psychologists Sheldon Solomon, Jeff Greenberg, and Tom Pazinski prove something fascinating. When people are subtly reminded of death, they become more focused on meaningful action and less reactive to trivial threats. Why? Because death perspective obliterates false priorities. Historical example: Steve Jobs' Stanford speech. After his cancer diagnosis, Jobs said, "Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important." The crisis that seemed catastrophic? Death perspective revealed it as a temporary turbulence in a brief existence. Machiavelli's cold calculation. Machiavelli advised leaders to imagine they had only 1 year left. Which battles would still matter? Which betrayals would still sting? Which losses would still devastate? Most wouldn't even register. Your tactical framework. When panic consumes you, ask, if I had 1 month left to live, would I spend it in anguish over this? If no, then why give it that power now? If yes, then what's the most meaningful response in the time I have? This isn't about minimizing real pain, it's about proportion. The daily practice. Every morning, Marcus reminded himself, "Today I will encounter difficult people. Some will betray me, some will fail me. I may lose what I value, and one day this body will stop." This wasn't depression, this was preparation. You don't catastrophize when the expected happens. Your tactical action. Set a daily reminder on your phone. You will die. What matters today? Watch how it cuts through 90% of your anxiety. Principle 4. Build your inner citadel. This is Marcus's most powerful concept. Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. When everything external collapses, your mind is the last fortress that cannot be conquered without your permission. The uncomfortable truth about external peace. You think, once I fix this situation, I'll have peace. Once people stop attacking me, I'll be calm. Once the chaos ends, I'll feel secure. No, you won't, because you've built your peace on sand. External circumstances will always shift, always. Success becomes failure. Allies become enemies. Health becomes sickness. Certainty becomes confusion. If your calm depends on external stability, you will never have it. The inner citadel, architecture. Marcus built his calm on internal principles that could not be touched by external chaos. Foundation 1, virtue. No one can force you to abandon integrity. Only you can choose that. Foundation 2, reason. No one can force you to think irrationally. Only you can surrender your logic. Foundation 3, acceptance. No one can force you to resist reality. Only you can choose that suffering. Foundation 4, purpose. No one can force you to abandon meaning. Only you can choose nihilism. These 4 walls, unbreachable by external force.
Historical example, Viktor Frankl in Auschwitz. The Nazis could take everything from Frankl, his family, his health, his freedom, his identity, his possessions. But they discovered something that enraged them. They could not take his inner freedom to choose his response. He wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. This is the inner citadel." Modern example, Nelson Mandela's 27 years. Mandela in prison had everything fall apart, lost his freedom, family time, career, youth, health. But he refused to let them conquer his inner citadel. He maintained his dignity, foundation 1, virtue. His strategic thinking, foundation 2, reason. His acceptance of reality without bitterness, foundation 3, acceptance. His commitment to justice, foundation 4, purpose. When he emerged, he was stronger than when he entered. Why? His citadel was never breached. Your current situation. Whatever is collapsing around you, what part of your inner citadel is actually threatened? Can they take your integrity? No, only you can surrender it. Can they take your reason? No, only you can abandon it. Can they take your acceptance? No, only you can choose resistance. Can they take your purpose? No, only you can choose meaninglessness. The empire can burn, the citadel remains. Your tactical action. Create your 4 walls. Wall 1, one non-negotiable value. What will you never compromise? Wall 2, one rational truth. What logic guides you regardless of emotion? Wall 3, one acceptance. What reality will you stop resisting? Wall 4, one purpose. What meaning transcends this crisis? Write them down, memorize them. Return to them when the world burns. This is your inner citadel. Let's bring this together. Marcus Aurelius faced plague that killed millions, wars that never ended, betrayal from those he trusted, a son who would destroy his legacy, constant physical pain, the weight of an empire. Everything fell apart, constantly. But in his private writings, we find no panic, no despair, no collapse. Why? Because he practiced these 4 principles daily. 1. The dichotomy of control. He separated his energy, 100% on response, 0% on resistance to reality. 2. The obstacle as the way. He saw each crisis as training, not interruption. 3. Memento mori.
He remembered death daily, which made temporary chaos lose its power. 4. The inner citadel. He built unshakable calm on internal foundations no external force could breach. The modern application. You're facing your own empire collapse right now. Maybe it's career destruction, relationship ending, financial crisis, health emergency, identity dissolution, dream death. Here's what Marcus would tell you. You think this crisis is your enemy. It's not. It's your initiation. The weak pray for the storm to end. The warrior learns to stand in the hurricane with unshakable calm. Not because he's stronger, because he stopped fighting what he cannot control, started using what resists him, remembered he's mortal anyway, and fortified what can never be conquered, his inner citadel. The real question. You're watching this video because something is falling apart. So here's what matters. Will you let this crisis destroy you or forge you? The materials are the same. The difference is your response. You now face a choice Marcus himself faced every day. Path 1. Resistance. Fight reality. Demand the past be different. Catastrophize the future. Let external chaos dictate internal state. Collapse when the empire burns. Most choose this path. It's instinctive, it's human, and it leads to suffering that outlasts the actual crisis. Path 2. The Stoic warrior. Accept what you cannot control. Use obstacles as fuel. Remember your mortality. Fortify your inner citadel. Stand calm in the center of collapse. Few choose this path. It requires practice. It requires courage. But it leads to something most never experience. Peace that cannot be taken, only surrendered. The warning. This isn't comfortable knowledge. Once you see the dichotomy of control, you can't unsee how much energy you've wasted fighting gravity. Once you see obstacles as the way, you can't return to victimhood. Once you remember death, trivial concerns lose their power. Once you build your citadel, you'll stand alone sometimes, because most people are still slaves to external chaos. This wisdom isolates you from the masses. Is that a price you're willing to pay?
This isn't just information, it's transformation. But information without action is entertainment. So here's my challenge. In the next 24 hours, when you feel panic about your current crisis, 1. Write 2 columns, control versus no control. Put 100% energy on column 1. Release column 2 completely. 2. Ask, what is this obstacle forcing me to develop? Find the hidden curriculum in your crisis. 3. Ask, if I had 1 month left, would this devastate me? Let death perspective cut through false catastrophizing. 4. Write your 4 walls. Define your inner citadel that cannot be breached. These aren't theory, these are tactics. Marcus used them while ruling Rome during apocalypse. Will you use them? Or will you just watch another video? Final words from Marcus. He wrote this 1,800 years ago, knowing he wouldn't live forever, knowing his empire would fall, knowing everything was temporary. Confine yourself to the present. If you can bear what you must in the present and reason about it properly, you will manage. No one can prevent that. Your crisis cannot take your ability to respond well right now. Everything else is noise. Now go build your citadel. The empire is burning. But you're about to discover you were never the empire. You were always the citadel.